Welcome to the Moon Stampcast. This is a Jorden alone episode, and it is late, as in late in the week, and it's not, I don't know, on time. It's going to be a weird episode, only because I wasn't really going to do anything this week, because I've had a hellish week, and I was just going to let myself be. I was going to let it be like, yeah, okay, we're not going to talk much. We'll come back next week, maybe make some more videos, blah, 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 blah. But now I listened to Tim Dillon Flow State rants, and now I feel like I need to say something about things, because I have thoughts and I should write them down. And actually, there's a good blog I want to come up with, which is a lot of very personal. But this is not going to be personal. This can be more Jorden does his own thing. I'm going to actually unattach this mic, so hopefully it doesn't turn off. It is on. Thank God. It's happened before. Sorry, if you're not visually watching this podcast, by the way, you're listening, which I imagine is like everyone. Hi, Brian. Hi, Cole Cabana. I imagine you don't give a shit that I'm unattaching the microphone. So welcome to the Moon Stampcast. This is going to be a weird one where I'm just going to talk. I have thoughts on the World Cup. Do I have strong thoughts on who's going to win? Not really. Again, it's like when you have this many teams in the World Cup, you have the favorites, like you have the usual favorites. The usual suspects are there. And then, is Turkey going to win it all? Well, now, no. But it's not going to happen. Like, they're not a dark horse. There are really no dark horses in the World Cup. Unlike you can maybe have a Cinderella run, but like I don't think you can have, like, even, I don't know, 4 years ago, Morocco having like a Cinderella run. It wasn't a Cinderella run. It was a good team. You make it to the semifinals and you go from there. So I don't know if I have thoughts on who's going to win anything. Also, because I don't know, I'm just having fun right now. Like, you're having four? Let me check. No, you're having 6 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 games a day. This is like a March Madness, but kind of cooler, but also not as cool, if that makes sense. Like, it is cooler because you're getting professional level soccer with these. They're like country interest at stake, which is different than like a regional interest at stake, but country interest at stake, and you're like having the whole world involved, which is cool. Like, on Twitter when you get, translate from Spanish and it's the best thing you've ever read in your life. But it's also less cool that there's not 14 hours. Now, could you watch 14 hours of soccer? Not really. That's actually maybe one of my takes. I think basketball is the only sport that you can watch 14 hours of consecutively. As much as I like soccer and I'm a fan, I don't feel like there's going to be a shit match in there somewhere. Also, if you're watching, you see dogs come through, they're just having fun. Say hello to them and your brain. But no, I don't think you could watch 14 hours of soccer. I don't think it's possible. I think you're gonna get tired at some point. It's gonna be shit enough. At least with basketball, you have little big moments like every couple minutes, if not more than that. And if it's a close game, like, it's gonna be way more fun. A close game in basketball is way more fun than a close game in soccer, and I will stand by that. Now, again, March Madness is just like the coolest thing of all time, which we've hit upon. But all that to say, I don't have World Cup thoughts per se. Like, the U.S. playing its B squad against Turkey, so we can play Bosnia. Do I care that much? Not really. Like, do I care we lost to Turkey? I've had at least 2 games where I've been like, you know what? Sorry, you're gonna have to listen to me cough now. I usually mute that. Do we have 2 games where we looked really good and it felt like a different U.S. team than I've ever seen before? Of course. So I'm not gonna get mad about losing to Turkey when everything was assured as it was. I'm not gonna fight anyone on that. Poch made the right decision. Rest your starters. No one gets hurt. No one picks up cards. So everyone's available for at least this next game, and hopefully, I would say the game after that, but knock on wood, we know what happens when I hope for the best. But I don't care. Like, I don't care we lost to Turkey. Who gives a fuck? The dark horse, they were never they immediately stopped being the dark horse. So I'm okay with that. So I don't know. And like, I know people got mad at Norway for resting against France. That's the thing. That's again what I was saying. Like, the group stages count kind of. They count kind of. No one's going to sit there and pretend that your third game, if you secured moving on and you're like maybe trying to fight for first in the group, it depends on who depends on your matchup. Who you're gonna play next after that? Because like if you're playing, I don't know, playing like Germany after that. I don't say Germany because I've seen they've had some great games. Netherlands are the same. Um, if you're playing Germany, maybe yeah, you want to maybe win your group so you don't have to face them. But I don't know if you're facing like anybody. Like again, if 48 teams, you're gonna come up against a few stinkers in the knockout rounds. So it's not like I'm gonna fight anyone on that. So long, Turkey. My real problem right now is with Australians because I think we all as Americans forget pretty regularly that they care about us in a bad way. They don't like us very much. I think we all like Australians. Like I think it's my personal vision of who an Australian is like Steve Irwin if he was on Bondi Beach. That's kind of who I think Australians are. It's nothing crazy. Like they're just cool, chill people, and they hang out and they surf and they fight animals. Who's that guy? It's like VBS Youngblood or something like that as well. There's that channel that I like would go up on all the time. That's my vision of who an Australian is. And then they come over here and they just like talk noise, and then they start on Twitter. You see them like getting happy that we lost to Turkey. It's like okay, we beat you guys 2-0. Like what are you talking about? I'm under the impression that the reason, like, you know how British people are very talkative, like really, like especially about America, they're very talkative. I get that. That makes sense to me. It's in their DNA, despite the fact that the UK is, I mean, really nothing now. They're nothing now. No offense, like, you produce One Direction and some King Charles stuff these days. It's not like your cultural output or military or economic output is all that insane. You have left the EU as well. I'm sure. I think their economic input has gone down since then. But if you walk around like London, you see these heroes. Like, and I say heroes as in like I don't know, like the general term heroes. Not to say I think they're heroes. I don't know who they are usually because I'm American and I don't have to care. But you look into these heroes and you go, oh, these people shaped the world. The people on this statue, and I don't know, he's on a horse, don't know who the fuck he is, but he shaped the world. He changed the world in some meaningful capacity. And Britain, despite the fact that, kind of sucks, despite the fact that they complain about the weather, despite the fact that their food sucks, they did shape the world in multiple ways. And as much as I want to, I don't know, shit on them, it is in their DNA that like they did shape the world. Like the modern world is shaped by the UK, it's shaped by Britain, it's shaped by England. So when they come over, when they start like talking a little bit too much shit, and you're like, it makes sense. It's like in their DNA. Australia was shaped by like it's a criminal colony. And this is not, by the way, I'm not speaking about the Aboriginals here. That's a different set of people. I'm talking about like the English descendant Australians who, I mean, they're criminals. They're criminal colony. I don't mean that like, I don't know, annoyingly, but I mean to say like, if you were a criminal who got caught in the 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, but really the 1700s, 1800s, that's like the worst possible thing you could like. That's lame. Like, I could get away with a crime in the 1700s. I could get away with a lot of crimes in 1700. It's not that hard. It just can't be that hard. There was nothing to catch you. Like the bobbies are catching. Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm going to get you. And it's like, you just run away. I don't know. Go in the crowd. You steal something. Oh, the shop owner comes up to you. Calling the bobbies. And then you stop him. And I just don't understand where they get the gall. Like, where do they get the gall? Like, we all like Australia. We're like, oh, yeah, it's scary there. And they have sharks. And, they have Steve Irwin's kids who I think won one day. They maybe both won Dancing with the Stars. I don't know. I don't watch that. I don't care about that. That's a whole nother rant. But like, now they just get too talkative. They're mean to the U.S. And we're like, we're better in every way. I know we're both from the same founding not principle, but like same founding DNA of English. But America transformed it into something. And again, no one loves America more than Americans. No one hates America more than Americans. But to love America, we transformed it into something amazing. Our ancestors who, whether they came in the 1600s or whether they came 2 years ago, or last year, right now. But it's kind of weird to say ancestors when they're coming right now. But you get what I'm saying. Transformed it. Like Australia, what like? Y'all are just like the AFL, and you catch crocodiles. I don't know. Like the noise. Like I get British talk, I don't get Australian talk, and so they've gotten a little too big for their britches. I'm glad they got beat. They scored an own goal, which is really humiliating. It was not a as much as I want to pretend and shit on them. It actually was a very unfortunate own goal on their part. It just kind of sucked. But yeah, they just got a little too talkative, and I don't understand why. I will say I think that Australia let me see if this actually is a song they produced. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I saw a comment one time about like it's a Scottish man singing this song, which makes less sense um, because it references Waltzing Matilda. Yeah, it's okay. Eric Bogle is he? Where is he from? That's a good question. Before okay, he's Scottish born Australian. Okay, um, I will say one thing that I think Australia's cultural export that doesn't ever get recognized is the band played Waltzing Matilda because it's like how I think the 1975 has the best Christian song of all time. Uh, and we can get into 1975. Yeah, form your opinion on them. Um, we can get into that at some point, but I do think they have the best Christian song of all time. And then you look at the band played Waltzing Matilda. I do think that is the best like veteran song of all time to understand maybe like I don't know, like a Vietnam veterans perspective on how people view them. At least until like I think they're viewed very differently now, but it's a good introduction to the mindset of a veteran who doesn't feel like anyone cares anymore about the sacrifice and whether they made it like because the whole point is about Gallipoli. Uh, and did it really matter? And did Australia's contribution to Gallipoli really matter all that? World War One in itself was kind of a dumb war. Um, it gets overlooked all the time. But like, if you look at why, it's kind of a dumb war. At least World War II, you're like, oh, okay, there was something good to be fought for here. In World War One, it's like we just kind of wanted to kill each other a lot, like a lot. It was like if you're a psycho, if you were an 1700s criminal and you got placed in World War One, and you'd be like, oh, this fucking rocks. You can just kill people with the most insane methods you've ever seen. Oh, mustard gas? Oh, mustard. You mean the condiment? No, mustard chokes your lungs. I don't know if I've had stone ground mustard. That kind of sucks if you eat it a little too raw. But yeah, it is one of the better ones when it comes to understanding the veteran psyche. At least I'm not a veteran, but that's my understanding of like reading of the song and hearing the song. It's sung well. I don't like Waltzing Matilda. I don't understand why they like it. They also like other things I don't like being mean. I mean, I say that I'm kind of a mean person. So, I had another point, and this is just me talking out loud. Uh, I think the most pivotal band in the past 10 years, at least for pop, has been the 1975. Follow me down this rabbit hole while I go there. I have this like game I like to play when you're listening to a pop song. Does it sound like a 1975 song? And this is more true when it comes to like male pop artist, a male like indie pop artist. Uh, but in like even the Jonas Brothers, I can't remember what song it was, but like the Jonas Brothers have a song that's like about you. Um, and I think this is like the Japanese house. Every once in a while, you'll show up like the Japanese house. What Pale Waves was the other band. There's a couple bands I'm thinking of, but we're like they are all and Japanese house. I think is actually different. I think Pale Waves is actually more like better an idea for this. But like Japanese house, every time you listen to a song, you're like, is this gonna be a 1975 song? Or is this gonna be an original song? And they're all original songs. They're all good songs, but they do sound like 1975. But I do think like the most pivotal band of the past 10 years, the pop band for the past 10 years, was in 1975. If you listen to the impact of like everyone trying to achieve that sound. Now, you could also argue that the last album was not very much their sound, it was more Jack Antonoff sound. And like I don't know, I am tired. Like I know this has been said to death. And also sorry if the audio sounds like it sucks. There's a dog behind me playing, and I'm okay with that. I'm happy they're playing. But I think Jack Antonoff, and this has been, I think, taken to death right now. I like Bleachers. I'm a fan of Bleachers. I like some Bleachers songs. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't like Bleachers. I like some fun songs. Do I think I do? What's the song that the guy famous like the Tonight we are young, or we are young, whatever. I hate the tempo changes. Tempo changes in songs annoy the fuck out of me. It's like, why are we changing the song halfway through? And that's maybe one of my hate. Like, I don't like. I understand everyone loves Bohemian Rhapsody, but I don't that much because I get really fucking tired of tempo changes in songs. Just something I don't like. I think someone's gonna, everyone with taste is gonna come at me and say, "Shut the fuck up." But if you're changing it, like the tempo and basically the entire arrangement halfway through a song, why the fuck are we here? What are we doing? Just make two songs. You're not a musical. Like, I understand when musicals do it. It makes sense because you're telling a story. Now you could argue that you're telling a story with the song as well, but uh, you're not really telling a story with like "We Are Young." It's also millennial pop ballad. Ugh. And I say as like someone who's a cuspy millennial, but I don't claim them. They don't claim me, and we go about our day. But I don't know. What something that's really annoying me right now, and I need to talk about sports, but I don't understand paying for, like, I've had to pay for parking every single day for the past couple of days. I say couple days. It's Thursday. Today's Friday. Fuck. Um, I paid parking every day since Monday, and it just like it's an annoying expense. Just a shitty expense. Why am I paying to park somewhere? You can't take, like, it was in the medical center. Like, you can't take. You're already taking enough of my money. Like, I ate like some of the shittiest food I've ever eaten in a food court at a hospital. I wasn't going to leave the hospital. I wasn't in the hospital, but I wasn't going to leave the hospital. And it was shitty food that no one enjoyed. I could tell no one there was enjoying it. Also, if you ever look at hospital food, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I understand maybe they're trying to buy. I understand they're trying to buy food that's like easy to sell, because you're trying to eat something. You're trying to eat something. But like, I was looking at, maybe I'm too crunchy for this in some capacity. I was looking at like the ranch packets they had, and I looked and I was like, dude, I understand. I'm not one of those haters who's like, there are 20 ingredients. I don't read the words. It's like, well, yeah, because U.S. regulations, you have to list everything out. It's why Europeans, when they deal talking about it's like you don't list anything out. Red 40 is just called something different. What are you talking about? But like, you go to a hospital and you're reading the ingredients and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why are there, of all places, like, I understand, you're not going to get Whole Foods in a hospital. You're just not. Jeff Bezos hasn't staked his claim into hospitals yet. Will soon, but he hasn't done it yet. When you look at the food, you're like, oh my god, like, this is stuff that people, this is stuff like people eat and their body just rejects it. And I'm doing the same thing. Right? Again, I'm not the one in the hospital, but I'm eating the hospital food. I'm like, at least I'm eating it here so that I can walk downstairs and they say, like, hey, everything hurts right now. Because this burger that you gave me, that I only took because I just needed something because I was so hungry, tastes horrible. The veggies were fresh, though. I'll say the veggies were quite fresh. But like, you're just looking, it's everything sucks. I don't know. I don't know if I have a formed opinion on this and why I'm not doing a great job talking about it, but you eat it and you're like, oh my god, it tastes like a chemical. And like, I don't know, you'd figure something at a hospital would be better. Like, you figure that like a whole, I don't know, I say Whole Foods jokingly, but you'd figure like they'd come out with food that would not make you think about, like, hey, maybe I am, maybe the microplastics in my balls have gone to macroplastics. And, you eat something, you go, this tastes horrible, and all I know is that it's metastasizing something in my body. There's so many chemicals in this thing that I become like, a Johnson and Johnson product. Uh, which maybe that's what they want. I don't know. We can have a whole discussion about, like, does the hospital industry keep you sick? But the food in the hospital, it just sucks, and I don't get it. I don't get the concept. But I was talking about, I think I was talking about what, Jack Antonoff. Yeah, let's go back to Jack Antonoff. Jack Antonoff. I know it's been ad nauseum. We kind of hated it to death. Um, like, the reason I think Taylor Swift's albums, and before you come at me, just follow me down this hole real quickly, have flopped somewhat when it comes to criticism. And like, I liked some Taylor Swift. Like, I think the COVID era Taylor Swift with Bon Iver and the guy from the National were some of the best. Like, I understood it. I finally got like, oh, she's an amazing writer. I get it. When those two are involved, because they understand music production. They understand how to like make music that emphasizes her writing style. But I think Jack Antonoff just does the opposite, where you listen to the song and by song four, you're like, this kind of just sounds the same as 10 other songs I've heard either from him, from Lord, from her, from anybody else that he's worked on. He has like this signature sound that's just so incredibly boring, which is surprising because again, as I mentioned, I like Bleacher songs. I like some fun songs. Uh, Nate Roos or Royce or whatever his name is left fun, and he's flopped since then because Jack Antonoff was the guy behind the production of all the music they had, and now you have Jack Antonoff destroying people because he I don't think he's exploratory enough, or maybe he doesn't like. I don't make music. We can have our friend Tess on to talk about more about music, but it seems like whenever he goes in the studio with someone, they don't get challenged enough to make good music. That's why I mentioned like the 1975. Like they were good. It was a fun album. I enjoyed the last album they put out. At the same time, was it their best album? Not really. Uh, was it the album I think that's going to be the we look back at their entire discography and say that's an album that really set things apart. Not really. It's not their fault. I mean, it is their fault, but it's also not their fault because I think Jack Antonoff just goes in there. He doesn't challenge anything. He just wants to get the album. I don't think he wants to just get the album done, but he doesn't do anything special. I think when you listen to Bleacher songs, you go, "Oh, he's doing something different there. He's trying to do something different there." He's also gone like more acoustic and more rustic with his sound, and he just doesn't do that for everyone else. So I just don't think he's a very good producer right now. He was good for like Lord for a second and for some Taylor Swift albums, but it just seems like he's gone down a rabbit hole where he's like, "Hey, I will give you the most basic, boring sounds that I don't challenge you about anything. Maybe back to Bleachers and actually make a fun, somewhat interesting album with sounds." Like, was it 91 by Bleachers? Actually, a really interesting song. Um, I don't know. I don't know what his problem is. I don't know what his problem. I mean, it's the culture has become one monolith, and that's maybe the World Cup. You look at the World Cup and people come over here, and it's a monolith of culture. It's give it the most slop aboard. Like Kevin O'Leary is out there talking about everyone does $28 slop bowls. It's like, yeah, Kevin, because you go to the store, it's like going to a hospital where you buy one thing and next thing you know, the macroplastics in your balls are metastasizing to create some sort of second human inside you, where you can't have children or you really can't breathe that much anymore, and you live in a place where it's okay, you're having an okay time, but you're not really like thriving. You're surviving. I don't even talk like money. Like talking about just culturally, you're just surviving. You go to the same bars, you go to the same breweries. I think breweries are a scourge to humanity. By the way, I'm so tired of breweries. I don't like them. I don't like the idea of them. It's like maybe it's the anti-millennial, but like I just don't like the idea behind them. They're like these slop places where you're gonna go buy beer and play pickleball with people. By the way, pickleball, stop playing pickleball. If you're an adult, stop playing pickleball. I know that maybe I'm not the paragon of fitness when it comes to cardiovascular health. I think I can lift a lot. I don't think I do great cardiovascular health. Trying to work on that. But like, if you're an adult, don't play pickleball. It looks ridiculous. Like I understand if you're a geriatric person trying to get outside because you don't have anything to do anymore, you've retired, you already bled the system dry. You have nothing else to do in your life other than play pickleball. So you play pickleball with your other 70 plus friends and you in your retirement community, by the way, because you're not going to fucking live in normal suburbs, or you live in normal suburbs, but everyone there is 70 plus anyway. So you can play pickleball all the time if you want. You turn all the tennis courts into pickleball courts because fuck tennis, right? Because you have to actually have some skill and some actual like athleticism to play tennis. I'm not saying you like have to be, I don't know, Andy Murray or Serena Williams, but you have to be somebody. You have to at least try. You have to have footwork. You have to be able to jump. And pickleball is for people who can't jump. And I'm so tired of breweries and pickleball places combining into one thing. And I don't know if that's actually happening, but it's in my mind it's happening. You throw in some hot chicken in there because it's actually not hot chicken. What they're doing is making shitty chicken, putting it in hot sauce and like dousing it with hot sauce, like mild hot sauce, so you feel something, because you have nothing else in your life to feel anything about. Like you are culturally destroyed. Like I don't know, and I you look at like the undertones of society, and at least there's something there. But the major monolith of society is Jack Antonoff's music, plus go to a brewery on the weekends to play pickleball with your other friends who, they have no dreams, they have no thoughts. They sit in their house and after work and they watch whatever, and they all talk about it amongst each other. And I don't know, maybe I'm not, they're not even my friends, but these are just like, I don't know, the cultural monolith. Like, I just don't know. Breweries piss me off. The concept pisses me off. Why are you going to drink beer outside at a place that makes the beer? You should have to go to a liquor store to buy beer. You should have to struggle to buy the beer. You have to work for it. You go to St. Arnold Brewery and you go and you're like, oh, well, it's a seasonal orange drink. Like, no, you should actually have to like go somewhere and ask someone who's going to look down upon you for asking anything about beer, and then go home, sit by yourself, go, oh, is this really the life I want? And then you listen to Jack Antonoff's music, not his, the ones he produces. Listen to Jack Antonoff's music, and you make yourself a slop ball that Kevin O'Leary says is $28, because it probably is $28. You picked it up from whatever, like, guava, chihuahua, Quetzalcoatl, and you sit there and you eat your slop ball and you go, oh, I'm going to drink my orange sickle beer and I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to listen to Jack Antonoff's music on a TV show that was made in 6 months by people who don't care about you. Half of it is written by AI. The actors are unknown, and that's the reason they do that, is because they can pay them $10 an hour. They are union, but barely union, and so you can pay them $10 an hour. And then, you're never going to see them again because you paid them $10 an hour and you're okay with that. And then you try to go to a brewery and you go, oh, I want to play pickleball instead, and you can't hit the ball because you don't have any athleticism. So, yeah, the 1975 is a fun band, and I enjoy them. AJ DeBonsa, I don't know why I said that wrong. Number 1 overall pick. Are we surprised? I have no thoughts. First of all, I have no thoughts on the NBA draft because, like, why is the NBA draft happening when it's happening? Adam Silver will have to pay for his crimes, like, in this life or the next. And like I don't know, not the Louvre, that's the art place. What's the Belgium place? The Hague. Adam Silver should be tried there for his crimes. The NBA draft should be on Friday. It's 2 rounds. It should be on the Friday, and we should all sit there and watch and go, okay, these first 10 guys may become something, and then the next 60 guys. 50, 60 guys. We'll have fun watching them in the G League, and then one day they'll be overseas and they'll play on the USA 3x3 team with Jimmer Fredette, who will probably still be on the team at that point. And why am I having to find out from a guy at a hospital I'm donating blood to the NBA drafts that night? Now, maybe that's on me as well, but like, what are we doing? Like, Giannis going to the Heat is actually pivotal. Huge. It's huge. And it gets buried because it happened during the NBA draft on the fucking Wednesday. And now it's rearranged escape of the Eastern Conference, and we're going to see what happens. Are the Heat going to build up from there? Is Pat Riley going to give them cookies? Does Giannis like cookies? Does he like spanakopita instead? Does Pat Riley like spanakopita? Is he okay with that on a plane? We're going to find out. But Adam Silver, if he had his way, he would look at you in the eye and say, I don't fucking like you. You're going to go play pickleball at a brewery, listen to Jack Antonoff's music that he produced, not that he writes, that he produced, and you're going to watch the NBA draft on a Wednesday, and then you're going to go home and you're going to watch clips of the NBA on Stake, the website, so you can bet on the NBA, and then you can spend all your money on online currency in like a roulette or something like that, and drink your orange sickle beer by yourself in your house, and you think to yourself, wow, what a wonderfully productive day, as your balls explode because there's so much plastic in them. And that's somewhat beautiful. The Europeans are experiencing that for the first time, and I hope they go back and they realize their food, the Italian food I had this past summer, that was wonderful, which I did get tired of pasta. I will say that. I got tired of pasta. But that was more on me. That was not on them. That was more on me because I was like, I should have had more variety in the beginning. But beside the point, they go back to their towns and they go, wow, this shit sucks, because they're addicted and they're looking for the fentanyl lacing substitutes we have in our food. And, they're looking for Waffle House. They can't go Waffle House over there because nothing. The European mind does not comprehend a Waffle House. Oh, a chip shop. Let's go to a kebab shop. I don't know why they're like, I don't know what they are in my accent. They're a chippy kebab shop with schnitzel and, I don't know, doner kebab. And you're like, oh, I actually want some sodium nitrate. I think that's just salt, actually. That's some sodium. I want some sodium chloride with red 40. And give me fentanyl as well. And that'll make me happy, because I've realized that none of this matters. All that matters is that you get to play pickleball and listen to Jack Antonoff's produced music. And at the end of the night, you go to sleep at 10:30, so you can wake up for your job that you're going to drive again an hour or two, or commute an hour or two. Eat your slop bowl that Kevin O'Leary will actually forcibly take from your hands, call you a little piggy, and make you eat in front of him while he looks you in the eye and says you're not working hard enough. And he sells you a Shark Tank product that he knows doesn't work, but he has to sell it because he invested $100,000 in it because he didn't like that Mark Cuban wanted it as well. It's some scrub thing. It's a scrub thing. It picks up your shit like you're a dog. It's a human poop scooper. That's what he's gonna he's gonna try to sell you that while you eat your slop bowl. It's gonna be $28, but actually it's gonna be $30 with tax, and then also $36 because you're gonna the bowl barista is gonna make you forcibly tip them. And if you don't tip them, they're gonna like pee in your food. And Kevin O'Leary, the one, then will try to sell you something that picks up that pee because he bought it for $200,000 on Shark Tank, and he doesn't like it actually that much because Barbara was out, and he has sexual tension with Barbara at all times. So I should talk more about sports, but I didn't talk about sports. The World Cup's happening. Jack Antonoff still reigns supreme in the music industry, and I'm not going to go play pickleball because I'm going to go to sleep after this. This has been Jorden reporting live from his mind palace, like a Sherlock mind palace. Also, this is off topic, but whatever. This is something I kind of know about a little bit. Russel T. Davies needs to pay for his crimes. He went to the Ryan Johnson School. You're smart, but you're not that smart. The problem with Russel T. Davies, like Doctor Who, when it was revitalized with the guy who was in Thor, whose name I forget, then David Tennant, then Matt Smith, and then Peter Capaldi, and then I can't remember anyone after that because I stopped watching during the Peter Capaldi season. The Bad Wolf stuff or whatever. Russel T. Davies should pay for his crime. He and Adam Silver should go to the Hague together and get tried together for the crimes of destroying culture. Doctor Who was not that hard, and he just made it way too complicated. He left. There's no Christmas special happening, or maybe there's not. And I haven't watched Doctor Who since I was in high school. I'm 30 now. I've been watching it in like 12 years. I remember watching actually the Christmas special like at night because my family had BBC somehow. I don't know how they had it. They had it somehow. They don't know. I don't know how they did it. But I remember watching it like Christmas because it was a rerun. And it rocked. But you realize kind of early on in like the season, like even David Tennant season, you're thinking like, we're working a little too hard on like this weird storyline you're trying to create and not like a good story. Or like trying to make it like, a little weird. It's too weird. Your weirdness is off the charts. Now you have to sell yourself to Disney Plus because no one else is going to take you because the mouse controls all, and the mouse is going to be like, oh, you're going to make me more Doctor Who, and then you realize like you've painted yourself in such a hole because you can't write. You can write, but you can't write like you think you can. That you're like, well, fuck this. I have to leave now, and you leave, and now every Doctor Who fan, which again, Tenyo's the best. I remember some things. Every time I see Matt Smith, I'm like, oh, he's a good actor. You leave and you go, oh my god, like you've just let this shit to rot. Jack Antonoff, Adam Silver, and Russel T. Davies go to the Hague and they all get tried for their crimes against humanity, and then they go play pickleball together. And that's the beauty of this world is that we'll actually all end up playing pickleball, and you'll be better than you think because again, your 75-year-old grandmother plays it for fun with her friends who they buy the $28 slot bowl, but then they laugh with Kevin O'Leary while you eat yours because they go, yeah, but I can afford this because I didn't have to buy orange creamsicle beer from the store at the brewery and listen to Jack Antonoff play his own music. And your grandfather's balls have some microplastics, but not as much as you. And you're, 70 years younger. Well, not 70, like 55 years younger. So, World Cup's happening. Let's go USA. I also, when people call it Team USA, you don't know ball. So, all right. I don't know what happened with this. I'm going to release it anyway because who the fuck cares? I've been tired. I also look at mutton chops because I haven't trimmed my beard in days. So, I'm going to go shower and do something with my life. Maybe I'll go play pickleball. All right. Well, we'll see you next week when Brian's here. This is just a little hiccup, so bye.